Red alert can only be issued on people who have already been convicted and are running away from justice. So say, for example, I came to Kenya, committed a crime. I have been tried, convicted. Then before sentence, I take off. The Interpol will issue a red alert. An office of the president or interior does not issue red alerts. A police service that is supposed to be apprehending a runaway, somebody who is a fugitive, is the one that issues a red alert to all other police officers around the world to apprehend the fugitive. I'm not a fugitive. I'm trying to come back. So if I had done something wrong, why don't they just arrest me and take me to court?
Okay, let me ask you.
They said they believe in the rule of law. And the rule of law says, the principle of the rule of law, the basis of any democracy, is that everyone is subject to the law. And nobody is above the law. And the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. They are subverting and betraying and disobeying all of that.
Okay, Miguna, let me ask you this. As much as you are gaining a lot of sympathy around the country and around the world, there are a lot of people who say, look, this is a lone voice out there. There are no riots or demonstrations in Miguna's favor. No one is protesting out there demanding your return, or very few are. I mean, who do you speak for, Miguna?
So Jeff, I speak for myself. Each one of us can only speak for ourselves. You, Jeff, you speak for yourself. Raila Odinga can only speak for himself. Uhuru Kenyatta can only speak for himself, because we are all individuals. They are not superior to me. They're just human beings like you and me. The mere fact that you have power does not give you right to violate the rights of other people. Power is supposed to be exercised for the benefit of everyone, including Miguna. All right? So when you say, who do I speak for? I speak for myself. But I also speak about issues that affect millions of Kenyans. And when you say there are no riots because of what is happening to me, are you implying that there should be riots so that you can blame me for the riots, so that you can say Miguna is violent, so that you can have a justification for saying you don't want Miguna back in Kenya? No, there should be no riots. Miguna has never been involved in riots. You see, this thing that they did with Lufthansa and Air France and with all airlines now flying into Nairobi and all Kenyan ports was to provoke me to do something that they could use. They were saying, for instance, in the statement that you just referred to, that I was an unruly passenger. So ask yourself, when they say I was unruly, what took me to the airport? They broke into my home at night when I was sleeping, abducted me, and then 1 week later were forcing me into a plane out of the country, and I had not planned to travel, and I had not booked a flight, and I had no intentions of going where they wanted to take me. So what would you do, Jeff, if I came to your home, took you from your bed in the middle of the night, then went with you, and now I want to take you to Ethiopia, and there is no reason why I'm taking you to Ethiopia? Would you say, if you have dignity and you are, you have pride as a human being, you'd say, no, I'm not going to Ethiopia? And that's exactly what I did. Why should they be taking me where I don't want to go, when the Constitution is clear that a Kenyan citizen can live in Kenya anywhere they want, can work in Kenya anywhere they want, can depart and travel out of Kenya anytime they want, and can return to Kenya anytime they want? Why should that not apply to me? I am not a second-class citizen. I'm not a third-class citizen. And my rights are not favored, given because I agree or disagree with anyone. And I'm not going to beg my rights.
Miguna, let me ask you this. It must be very expensive for you commuting between Berlin and Paris, Paris, Dusseldorf, Dusseldorf back to Berlin. I mean, what's the next move, Miguna? What's next for you now?
As a member of the media, what you should be saying is, Miguna, what can we do to ensure that this time comply with the court order? What do to help you bring these people to account in terms of respect for human rights, respect for the Constitution, respect for the rule of law? And I will tell you, condemn what they are doing. Join me in saying every Kenyan has the same rights, that we are all equal before the law. That's it.
You know, maybe in retrospect, if you hadn't been so vitriolic in your tweets or in your posts, maybe this comeback would have been a lot smoother, Miguna?
So let me ask you, Jeff. There was a time you were arrested and you squealed and cried like a baby because you allegedly defamed Jimmy Wanjigi. And you had to produce, I think, 2 million to be released. You didn't even stay in detention for 2 hours, but you cried for 2 months. So, did you say that you did something wrong and that you would not do it again because somebody arrested you? No, Jeff. If you are a man of dignity, if you are a man of integrity, if you speak the truth, and somebody victimizes you because you speak the truth, don't change. Even if you are, as Gandhi used to say, if you are just one person, a majority of one, don't change the truth, don't water down your integrity. What you call vitriolic are truth. There is nothing I have said which is not the truth.
Okay.
And you know, Jeff, let me finish this.
Yeah.
You know the only reason Miguna cannot be sued in any court of law in the world for defamation, or out of all these things that you call all manner of things, some people call them insults, some people call them vitriolic statements, is because truth is an absolute defense in defamation law, in libel law. They know it is the truth. They know I would embarrass them if they went to court with me, and they cannot sue me. So the only thing they can say is Miguna is abusing us. Abuse, even if I was doing it, is not a criminal offense.
Okay, Miguna.
And abuse is not something someone can use as a basis for saying I should not enjoy my constitutional and citizenship rights just like they are.
Okay, and just for the record, I did not squeal like a baby, Miguna. Just for the record.
Just remember what you did.
All right, listen, Miguna. On the line right now, joining us, is government spokesman, retired Colonel Cyrus Oguna. Oguna, meet Miguna. Retired Colonel, can you hear me?
So why am I talking to Oguna? I mean, Oguna is not a respondent in my case.
But he's the one who's been writing all these press releases on behalf of the government.
I'm not going to respond to Oguna because Oguna has no power in this government.
Okay, can I ask? Let me ask him a question. You stand by, Miguna. Colonel, can you hear me?
If I can hear you, Jeff.
Okay, so you sent out a press release today saying that Miguna should now walk into any embassy on the planet and he can get his Kenyan passport. Is that what basically you said?
Yes, that is very true.
Why should he do that and not come home and get a passport when he gets home?
And that is because, Jeff, there's something that Miguna did mention about red alert. And this red alert actually is a notice that is normally issued against passengers who have demonstrated unruly behavior. And this is in line with ICAO regulation, Annex 17, that states that any passenger that exhibits unruly behavior can be prohibited from traveling.
Okay, let me ask you this real quick, Colonel. Let me ask you this real quick. Who issued the red alert? Was it yourself? Was it the government?
The red alert was issued by the Kenya government.
By the Kenya government? Was that the CN?
Yes, it was issued in June of 2018.
But Miguna has traveled since then. He's been to America, he's been to other parts of Europe and the world, and there hasn't been a red alert. I saw him in D.C. in May, Miguna. We were together one week.
Yeah, but there's no travel to Africa. There's no travel to Kenya.
So the red alert only applies to people traveling to Africa.
The red alert that was issued by the Kenya government.
So this law was made for Africa.
The red alert was issued by the Kenya government.
For Miguna traveling anywhere?
No, the red alert was issued by the Kenya government and was issued on the basis of the behavior, and we are members of the international community. And because we are signatory to the regulation. Yes.
I can hear you, girl.
Jeff, let me respond. Jeff.
Okay, you respond, Miguna. Go ahead.
He mentioned in his statement about the status. Can I just respond?
Go ahead, Miguna.
He stated that the grade of JKIA was high and that my behavior reduced it. Now, just ask yourself the question. Between Berlin TXL and the Charles de Gaulle International Airport or Pearson International Airport in Toronto or the airport in Washington, D.C., or JF Kennedy Airport, which one is higher? The JKIA in Kenya or these airports I've mentioned, the level of these airports are much more superior in every category than Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. And yet I fly in and out of these airports every day. Even right now, I just came from Dusseldorf. And also, you know, in the morning, I flew out of Charles de Gaulle International Airport. How come this red alert does not apply to these airports that I've traveled in and out of? So Oguna is lying, number one. Number two, who gives Oguna the legal basis of overturning High Court judgments? The High Court has ordered them to allow me and facilitate my travel into Kenya unconditionally.
Okay, let the
now
Colonel...
he's talking about a lot that he issued.
Okay, let the Colonel answer now, Miguna. Thank you. Colonel, what do you have to say to that?
Jeff, the facility of the airport, of any airport, does not necessarily indicate how, you know, serious an airport is. Every airport has got a certain level of security and safety measures, and Kenya and whichever airport that is out there are all categorized as level 1 or category 1. And therefore facilities would not necessarily be used to determine how serious an airport is. JKA and all other airports in the world out there are all categorized as category 1. And that is based on having achieved certain measures of safety and security. That's something that is equivalent to any other airport out there. And that is a category that we are, as Kenyans, must be ready to defend.
Can I answer that?
Stand by, Miguna. Let me ask the Colonel one quick question, then you can answer. Colonel, real quick, was the red alert issued because Miguna was quote-unquote unruly, or he didn't have a passport, or why was it issued?
Red alert is issued on any...
I didn't get that, Colonel. Go ahead.
Yeah, Miguna was unruly, and that went against international regulations that are, you know, put forward there by ICAO, which is International Civil Aviation Authority, Annex, or Civil Aviation Organization, Annex 17.
Okay.
And that prohibits any unruly passengers to travel.
Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, but if Miguna walks into the Kenyan embassy in Berlin, he'll get his Kenyan passport and will no longer be unruly, or you can travel? Help me out here.
Yeah, let me answer that.
Go ahead, Colonel. Colonel, I think you're breaking up.
Yes, I'll answer that.
Go ahead.
If Miguna today walks into any of the embassies that we have abroad and he presents his he will be issued with a passport.
And then he can travel with that and he won't be unruly anymore?
Jeff,
Yeah, Miguna, go ahead.
Jeff, you can see how illogical and ridiculous it sounds. That all of a sudden, if I got a passport that he's talking about, which is really not what they are planning to do, then all of a sudden I'm not unruly. But I wanted to say this, Jeff. Remember Khashoggi, who was killed in the embassy in Ankara, in Turkey, by the agents of the Saudi government.
Yeah.
Khashoggi did not know that he was being invited into the embassy so that he could be killed. I am not that stupid and I am not that naive to walk into that kind of trap when there is no way anybody would be able to observe what is happening in the embassy when I'm surrounded by agents of the Kenyan government. So that I will not do, because I will not die like Khashoggi. Number two, how did Miguna get himself into the airport and be unruly? Who took him there? The same goons that Oguna speaks on behalf of abducted me from my own house and assaulted me at the airport. Jeff, you were there. You saw them assaulting me. You saw them stealing my money. You saw them tearing my coat. My suit was torn into pieces. You saw them pushing me. So was I the one attacking, or they were attacking me? Who is it that behaved unruly at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport? And when they detained me at the toilet against the court orders, was that being rude? Were they complying with the ridiculous policies that he cited? Oguna should have remained in the military, because a military man is not an effective propagandist.
Okay,
Oguna is not a trained propagandist and will not be able to serve this government.
Stand by,
It's
Miguna.
looking ridiculous. I'm sounding ridiculous.
Okay, stand by. Colonel, are you still with us? I have a question
I
for
am
you.
with you, Jeff.
Okay, good. Let me ask you real quick. So, now that we are in this, for lack of a better word, quagmire, how do we get out of it? How do we undo this now? What's the next step?
Real quick, Jeff, there are two things. One,
go ahead, Colonel, go ahead.
Real quick, what that advisory says is that for anybody who has been listed through instructions issued to the aircraft, is that he must be able to travel having two documents. One, he must have his passport, and the passport must have visa.
Hold on,
It must have a visa. And in this case, if Miguna was to travel, he ought to have acquired a visa wherever he was starting the journey.
Can't he get a visa?
Now that he does not have one.
Can't he get a visa? Can't he get a visa
at
at the airport?
The other one is dead.
Uh-huh.
All right? But he cannot travel using his national identity card.
Okay, Colonel, real quick.
And therefore, he is free.
Yeah.
And all our embassy staff, wherever, abroad, whichever country abroad, are ready and prepared to facilitate his acquisition of all those travel documents that he may require.
Just let me answer.
Hold on, Miguna, 1 second. Colonel, why can't he get a visa on arrival like most people who will carry foreign
Because that will be going against the international regulations, and we are party to those international treaties.
But this is someone who has held a Kenyan passport before, Colonel. I mean, what's the big deal? Honestly, bottom line.
The big deal is this, that before he was not unruly. Thereafter he became unruly and was listed.
So hold on, Miguna, hold on. So, Colonel, the problem for you or the government with Miguna is the bottom line, he is unruly.
He is unruly.
And does getting a visa solve that if he gets a visa?
Remember, Jeff, that I did say earlier that we are category 1. And it's something that we work so hard to achieve. And if behavior of an individual threatens that, then we must be able to take measures that will ensure that we protect that. But number two is this, that Miguna is free, very free to go to any of our embassies, and he will be facilitated to get necessary travel documents. And this is what that instruction states. And it is hard to understand, even believe why Miguna is finding it so hard to walk to any of our embassies abroad and be able to be issued with a travel document.
Okay, Miguna, before you answer, Colonel, real quick, just clarify this for us once again. For Miguna to come back home, what does he need to do, please?
He needs to go to our embassies, any of the embassies abroad, and be able to acquire travel documents.
Okay, so yes.
Hold on, Miguna, hold on, one quick. Will he be able to get a passport in a day? Like, is that possible, or will that take time?
It will be processed like any other, applicant. And indeed, just to give you, Jeff.
But Colonel, there's a court order that says Miguna should get his passport returned to him. Why should he apply for a new one?
He must apply for a new one, first of all, because the other passport is already expired, one. But number two.
Number two
is that where he is, because it's already expired, then he must go and apply for new passport, and he must present himself because his biometrics must be captured.
That's all he needs to do, and he can come back home?
That's all he needs to do.
Okay, stand by, Colonel. Miguna, you have the floor.
Jeff, this Oguna man is not qualified to do the work that he's been given, because he cannot even spin. Just yesterday, the same Oguna said that the president gave an order, and that the president's order supersedes any other order. He was trying to imply that the president's order supersedes even the court order. And he says, because of that, Miguna can come to Kenya anytime he wants. But that's number one. He's changing that now. Number two, Uhuru Kenyatta himself went to Rubia's funeral and said that I was free to come to Kenya and speak as much as I want. Now he has not lived up to what he said. Number three, this man said I was unruly, and you asked a very critical question. Is a Kenyan passport going to stop him from being unruly? Oguna cannot answer that. Is a visa going to stop me from being unruly? Oguna cannot answer that. And number four, anyone with a Kenyan passport does not need a visa. Why should I go to a Kenyan embassy, get myself a Kenyan passport? Get a visa. A visa is only for visiting foreigners into Kenya. And because I would have a Kenyan passport like I do, I would not need a visa. Number five, remember last year, the same Uhuru Kenyatta went to Mozambique and told Mozambicans that right now they can come to Kenya without a visa. Ugandans enter Kenya without a visa. Tanzanians enter Kenya without a visa. Rwandese enter Kenya without a visa. Southern Sudanese enter Kenya without a visa. But you are saying Miguna, who was born in a Pondo, Magina village, and whose placenta was buried in that village, needs a visa to be able to go and attend the funeral of his father-in-law, in order to attend the funeral of his sister-in-law, in order to attend the funerals of all his family members that have passed since you forced him out of the country. Oguna is also saying that, in fact, they are not saying they will comply with court orders and issue me with a passport immediately like the court says. That I have to go, quote unquote, through the normal process. Let me tell you this, Jeff. The biometrics are not taken at the embassies abroad. And passports are not processed at embassies abroad. Applications are processed at embassies abroad, but because embassy is under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, whereas passports are issued by immigration, which is under the Ministry of Interior, the applications have to be taken to the Ministry of Interior and processed in Nairobi, because Ministry of Interior Nigeria has no stations abroad. So in other words, all passports are processed in Nairobi.
Okay.
Oguna may not know this. Let me finish. Oguna may not know this. Passports can be printed within minutes. Someone like me who was a political exile got a United Nations passport printed in 30 minutes in Dar es Salaam in 1988. So Oguna is ignorant of what happened out there.
Okay, stand by, Miguna. Stand by. Colonel, you've heard.
I've heard what he's saying.
Stand by,
And my
Miguna.
response to him is this, that what he's saying does not take into account that he is...
Go on, Colonel.
Hello?
Go on, Colonel. We
Now,
can
what
hear
he's
you.
saying does not take into account that he's not just a normal traveler. He's a traveler that has been categorized to be unruly. And that is now just a completely different status. You understand? And because of that, he must be able to comply with the requirements of somebody like that, who must therefore travel with, if he is going to travel with Canadian passport, then it must have a visa.
Okay, stand by. Miguna, stand by. Colonel, let me
But
ask
in
you this.
addition to that, let me just clarify this.
Yeah, go ahead.
That over 3,000 Kenyans have applied for passports abroad and they have been issued with passports abroad. Why is Miguna not willing to do that?
Because Oguna, you took Miguna's passport illegally from his house in Nairobi.
Okay, stand by.
Oguna did not have his passport get lost. My passport was not lost.
Okay,
and my
stand by.
passport did not expire in 2018 when you took it.
Okay, stand by.
You took the passport illegally from me
Stand
and
by.
then went and destroyed it.
Stand by,
That's
Miguna.
how-
Stand by.
Yeah.
Colonel.
The passport that Miguna is talking about, yes, is an expired passport.
Okay,
It
you
did
said that before, but let me ask you
not
this.
allow him to travel.
Okay.
It was
Right?
not expired when you took it from.
It is expired now. However, Jeff, we are, as a government, we are ready to comply and willing to comply with court ruling. But
Wow.
what is needed is facilitation, and we are ready to facilitate Miguna to be able to acquire travel documents. But he must present himself.
Okay, let me ask you this, Colonel. Are you going to treat Miguna's case, or Miguna in particular, as a Kenyan citizen or a Canadian? Colonel?
Hello?
Colonel, do you hear me?
Yes. Miguna
That's an
is
excellent
both a Kenyan citizen and also a Canadian citizen. However, it's been listed as a unruly traveler. That should never lose sight of.
Jeff,
Miguna.
Jeff, it is quite sad if this is the man that actually speaks on behalf of the government. It tells you why Kenya is a failed state. It tells you the reason why 75% of the Kenyan youth are unemployed when people like that are employed and should not be employed in those positions. It tells you why human rights abuses are rampant in African countries. Because any decent government cannot argue with a court order. A court order, like the Honorable Justice Odunga stated when he was convicting Matiang'i and his group, a court order is not a suggestion. It is not an invitation to a government. It is not a request. It is an order. And it must be obeyed by everyone if we are going to live by the rule of law. The rule of law covers everyone. No one is above the law. The president is not above the law. Oguna is not above the law. Miguna is not above the law. So when the court says Miguna is a Kenyan citizen that never lost his citizenship, you must accept what the court has said. And when the court tells you, return this man's valid passport the way you took it from him, you don't go like a primitive man, then you punch holes in that passport, then you tell Miguna that he has to go and get a new passport when the court told you, issue it with a good, valid passport.
Okay.
Period.
We get your point, Miguna. We get your point. Colonel, I'm going to give you one last chance, okay? Give us the last word on this, because this is not going to go away, or it could end up really ugly. Give us the last word.
The last word is Jeff, that as a government, we are ready to comply with court ruling. And the court said that we should be able to facilitate Miguna's return, and we're willing to do that. But Miguna must be able to present himself to any of our embassies abroad and be issued with a travel document. And presentation means that he'll be able to give out his biometrics. That is the position.
So when did they buy my air ticket? Because facilitation, as I understood it from the court order, was that because they bought the air ticket that removed me illegally from Kenya, they must buy an air ticket and return me where they found me.
All right, Miguna.
I have now traveled many times and I've spent more than $10,000 on airfare alone, and they have not reimbursed me one dime.
Okay, you know what, Miguna? I'm going to send you the colonel's number, and you can all talk on the side, okay? Thanks.
No, I can't talk. No, Jeff, please don't belittle this. This is not about Oguna.
All right, we'll have to leave it at that.
Or his left from his right.
Miguna.
This is about obeying court orders.
Understood. We'll have to leave it at that if you don't mind. But we wish you all the very best there in Berlin, and hope to see you back home soon. And if you do, come on the bench, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Colonel?
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thank you for your time as well.